So let me talk you through how the season has gone so far, and we are top of the league in the Qatar second division here. These are the actual results we've had. We've lost one game, which was a 6-5 defeat. I'll talk to you about that soon. But the actual league, we are on 22 points. Every team has played 9 games. Remember, it's a 20-game season. 7 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. We've done pretty well. Games to talk about was definitely this 5-6 defeat, which was kind of crazy. Never known anything like it. Some bloke called Lazar scored 4 goals against us, including 3 of them as penalties. This is really the anomaly game of the whole season. 15 fouls. As you know, we're trying to cut out fouls this year, but this was the one game where we actually had quite a few of them. And obviously, telling the players to stay on their feet was kind of crazy when you're giving away penalties. You're lunging in. So we lost this 6-5. We're 4-3 up at one point in this game. We should have at least drawn it, but maybe a bit of a wake-up call. Then a crucial game against our rivals Kharaitiyath at home. It looked like we were going to lose the match, but we scored 2 very late goals to turn things around. It was an even contest. And then we also scored a late equaliser against Al Shamal, who are the other sort of decent team in this league. It was a long throw equaliser that got us that 1-1 draw. So yeah, things are going quite well. The really interesting thing, this tactic which I said at the start of the season, that we're trying to much lower defensive line, lower line of engagement, stay on feet. We're not pressing at all. Basically because we didn't want to get suspensions, and it's worked because only one player, Duvan Angorita, has actually picked up any bookings this year. He's had 2 bookings and he's had his 1 match ban. But if we look at the actual team detail in terms of fouls, as we see here, where we defending and fouls made, 164 for our bidder. They're obviously struggling, but we've had just 59 fouls along with Kharaitiyath. Crucially, just 2 yellow cards, which is the best out of the whole division. So this tactic has worked in terms of keeping it disciplined, reducing the suspensions, but at the same time we've obviously been doing a lot of good things as well. Expected goals for, we're top of that, the charts there. We scored 26, expected goals 16, so we're punching above our weight in terms of that. In terms of expected goals against, we are top of that list as well, 8.59 expected goals against, and we've conceded 12. So perhaps maybe we're unlucky to have conceded 12, but who knows. But it's clear that it's a two-horse race in this battle for the Qatar second league. We're up against Kharaitiyath, and that is the game that we've got next. We're away against them. There's a couple of fixtures and then we face them, and that's the match I'm going to do in this particular episode. If they win it, obviously right back on our coattails. If we were to win it, we'd have clear daylight. Draw, I guess, would keep things pretty similar, but it's early days. It looks like a 2-horse battle for the title, and we're going to have to perform. The previous game was close. They're a good side, and we'll have to see how it goes. So this is the lineup for the team against Kharaitiyath. This 4-3-2-1, the Christmas tree formation, I'm calling it here. Nothing's really changed at all since the start of the season when I showed you it in detail. We do have a few injuries. The most notable to the left back is Zahir, who has missed a few games now, 39-year-old, but Antic can quite easily play there himself. We've got a goalkeeper receiving injections, Yusuf Ali. Now, I wouldn't normally give anyone injections, but this is such a big game, I feel like he needs to play. He's only going to be out for a few days anyway with a knee problem, but I'm just giving him some injections. I don't rate our backup keeper at all. We need Ali in goal. Simple as that, really. I would take a draw in this match, and maybe it's one that I'd have to look at during the game. If we are sort of 10 minutes to go, maybe we can look at getting a draw. But we won the last match 3-0, so I think we will say pick up where you left off, and it seems quite a lot of the lads got a good reaction out of that. They're going with a 4-2-3-1 formation. I'm not exactly sure who the big player to look out for is. They're a good side though, Kharaitiyath. As I said, they could have easily beaten us in the previous fixture. I think we're going to have a tense battle. Hopefully our set pieces can make a big difference. The deciding rule, by the way, in the league is goal difference, so ultimately head-to-heads are not as important. But I feel like these 4 fixtures against Al Kharaitiyath will probably determine the league title, which is the promotion we want. Who knows where this journeyman's going to take us after this season, but we just want to obtain a promotion. Whether it's we want to win the league, but if it's in top 2, it's in the top 2. So yeah, hopefully you can see from this match how this formation is working surprisingly well, despite not being pressing, despite not getting stuck in. I feel like the biggest weakness, this is actually one of its biggest strengths, is the throw-ins, and that's a great save. One of the biggest weaknesses, if it's against a skillful player, like really runs at your defence, and the defence are afraid, as we nearly scored, thought we had scored. The defence are afraid to sort of put a foot in because your instructions are not to get stuck in, not to press them. So a really skillful player can cause problems against the system I've got going, but I feel like we needed to avoid the suspensions as we block a shot there. This Men's is a really small lad. I mean, we've got a big advantage against him in terms of height and physique, but he looks a skillful player. Jackson now for Al Kharaitiyath, and they're going to shoot, and he goes just wide, so we escape that one. I think we'll encourage the players. One thing I've really noticed in this FM, if you encourage them when it's sort of goalless or drawing with about 15-20 minutes on the clock, then it usually tends to get a good reaction out of the players. I don't know whether you get such a good reaction if you were like a massive favourite in a game, but it tends to work for me most of the time. Now Mufak for us, as we go back to Wangita, short passing, because when we got the ball we don't want to lose it particularly, but I've noticed the fullbacks really do bomb forward on this attack duty really well, because there's no other width in the team, no wingers. We've got one Mazzala, but the fullbacks really do bomb forward on attack duty with this formation. And he comes again, Mufak here. Can he get a crossing towards the target man? Diawara gets his head to it, and we score. That is a really well worked goal. We're really good for the instructions as well. We're telling these fullbacks to get the ball in and float the cross in to the target man, and he does the rest. Really just outreaches him. Good header as well, and I'd love to see goals like that go in when it's deliberately something you're targeting. Hopefully we can avoid conceding an equaliser straight away. Jackson for them. Mensa, who I notice is a very small player indeed. We should be able to beat him in the air. That's for sure. Jackson though for them. I don't like a highlight immediately after scoring. It kind of worries me, gags me. I think there's going to be like a long range shot or something soon from them. I could just sense it, and there it was, but luckily we survive. 22 on the clock, and this is where I don't know what to say to the players. If you're 1-0 up, what do you say to keep them sort of? You can sometimes focus them, but I tend to find this sort of shout difficult, and I keep going back to it. In the last FM it was very easy what you said. You either demanded more or you get creative, but in this FM it's not such a simple measure. Torres to Mufak, who looks up for it today. Mufak, can he beat his man again? He keeps going, and he's got the ball. A bit of a lucky ricochet. Can he get across it? Now Louise and Diawara, and we do float those balls in nicely with this system. We've been the better team. Like, I really feel like we've performed here. It's actually one of our better performances of the season so far. Got to make the most of this dominance. Yeah, we've got 1 goal. Probably need to get a second. Diawara, target man, what can he conjure up there? Now we look forward on the left hand side with Antic. They're all over him. Diawara tries to get a shot in. Now we got an opportunity, and it hits the crossbar. We've just got to get a second goal, haven't we? Long throw. Antic isn't bad for long throws. Diawara tries to get a flick on, good header away from them. Antic again, can he get to the byline? Now he get a shot away. I'd like to have seen us cross it rather than shoot there, I really would. Goalkeeper looks long for them. There's no one running on long for Kharaitiyath. I've noticed that they're not great on them long balls. A little back flick. Mesaimeer, Antic, can he get across in here? Antic. He's going to get another opportunity to cross. And Diawara, oh, I thought he was in. We keep peppering them with these balls out wide. And Antic hits an unbelievable strike from the fullback with his right peg. He is either footed, but this is some strike from Sebastian Antic, and not something I've seen very often in this FM, like your fullback scoring goals like this. What a time to come up with that. Wow. We're 2-0 up against our big title rivals. There's complacency fitting in. I think we will praise the players a bit. Half time we're going to say don't get complacent. Because I mean that really annoys me. You know, you're against your biggest title rivals and already there's complacency creeping in. That really does frustrate me. So we're going to have to drill it into the Reds at half time. But you know, statistically we've had a great half, 47% possession. We can live on that. Fouls, we have actually had 5 fouls and we've had a yellow. We don't usually get many. Angarita seems the only player who's getting a yellow card in this whole team right now. They've only had 1 foul. Neither team really tends to give many fouls away, do they? So he's going to be banned for the next game, Angarita. Let's hands in pockets say that. I knew a couple might be demotivated by that, but so be it. They had to be told. And I think the reason Angarita gets this yellow is because he's just ball winning midfielder defend. It's just in their role to tackle a little bit harder than the rest, so you got to accept he's probably going to pick up a yellow every 2 or 3 games. And I'd rather be, you know, I don't mind him being suspended for the next fixture. These are the matches you got to get him available for. And I mentioned before the harshness of the Qatar disciplinary system, but once you've had your first 2 bookings, you know, you get a booking for after the first 2, and then for every 1 yellow after, it's another 1 match ban. Which is a lot, isn't it? You know, I think it's really harsh. Yes, there's only 20 games in the season, but it's frustrating. It gives you very little leeway in terms of tactics. For some reason, we're getting complacent. We need to focus the team, I think. Overwhelmed by the feedback, for Christ's sake. You can't win, can you, with some of these shouts on FM21? We've got a corner, we've got a really good routine where the near post, Diawara gets in there. Ow, it's gone straight through to Mesaimeer. Don't know what on earth happened to their defence. Did we get a lucky ricochet or was it just a flick? Yeah, we flick it on from Jones and he's got the freedom of the whole stadium there, Mesaimeer, and it's 3-0. And do you know what? We're in control here. We should probably think about maybe tightening up, you know, going a bit more cautious as we get away with that. He was offside anyway. Let's just see what we can do in terms of tactics and subs. Is there any complaint there? There's 1 player complacent. Most of the rest of the team seems to be playing quite well. I'm going to leave it as it is, I think. Maybe just praise them. At least it gives you a 5-minute hit where they're delighted rather than complacent. Now, maybe they could be delighted and complacent, I don't know. But, Wander Luis into... that's a block shot, hopefully. And they're still not really offering much going forward with that long ball. They're trying to hit it long, but there's no one on the end of it. It's weird. I've really been disappointed with them, Kharaitiyath. I'm not moaning, but I thought they would be really tough opposition here. Like, we've dominated them in pretty much every capacity. The header comes a great save. We could have 4 or 5 here today. That is how dominant we've been. Really disappointed in them. Header again, and it's over the top, and we probably just need to look at maybe even doing some substitutions soon just to freshen things up a little bit. But I'm really happy with how the players have performed here. I'll kneel now. We were 3-0 up in a match earlier in the season. We came back to 3-2 when we looked in control as they clipped the crossbar. And probably the more sensible thing here would be to go cautious. I don't have a defensive system set up though, so I'm just going to keep my foot on the gas for now as they look to break with Al Qadar. Al Qadar comes forward We can't get anywhere near him. And it's a great save. It's a great save. There should have been a reduction in the scoreline there. And we have lived a little bit dangerously in the last few minutes. I can sense the goals coming. FM probably wants them to score. We'll bring on Ebby for Diawara. There's not too many other changes we can make. Mesaimeer maybe. Michelle perhaps. From a Jube, he can go there. We'll keep a sub just in case someone does get injured. We've got 10 minutes left to play. There's complacency. Wanda Luis with the corner. Ebby with the header. The substitute makes it 4-0, and we're cruising. This has been surprisingly easy against our biggest title rivals. But set pieces have been a big thing for me in this league. They really have. And we might as well just go key highlights for the last few minutes. We don't want to be wasting around here. We may not get a highlight before full time unless it's a goal. But 4-0, this is a fantastic result for us. Very, very happy. Outstretched arms. Very happy with the result and the way you played. And wow, what can I say? We're up to 25 points on the board. They're on 17. We've got an 8-point gap. Goal difference is much bigger as well. And you know, this tactic, you know, that I keep going back to, it can work. It just shows you it can work. You know, you don't have to be pressing. You don't have to be high lines. You don't have to be getting stuck in all the time. It can work. Yes, this is the Qatar second division, but you know, so far so good. And yeah, we're halfway through the season now. We've played 10 matches, so I don't know when I'm going to be back next with another video. I don't want too many videos in this Journeyman. You know, I don't want to bore people to death. But I think if the title race starts to get close, I will come back with a video. But from this point onwards, I think most of you and myself would expect to win the league with an 8-point cushion with 10 to play. And I would imagine maybe we'll come back at the end of the season just to recap it and maybe come in for the cup again. But yeah, that was a huge result. I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be a tough game, and I'm sure we might drop some points along the way. But I would expect us to now kick on in this journey. My plans for this save after this season, I don't know. I don't know whether I'd want to be in the top league or not. I mean, just want to have a look at team detail in terms of salaries, because what you're up against is we do have the second highest salary in this league. But if we move up to the Qatar Stars League, which is the top tier, there's teams like Al Duhail, Al Saad, Al Garaf, Al Arabi. You know, 4 or 5 teams over 10 million salary per annum. We'd be coming into the league with one of the lowest in the league, and I'm not sure if I want to be staying around there, to be honest. I'm sure, give me 2, 3, 4 seasons, I could go and win this league and enter then Asian Champions League or whatever. But I think we may be looking around for another job after this. One thing I will say is I've just started a coaching course. They didn't let me do it early on. They didn't want me to. Finally starting a National C license, which takes 4 months. Then I think there'll be another. We'll probably stay here until we've done quite a few badges, as long as they'll let me. But yeah, appreciate anyone watching. It's quite a long video, this one. Now we're going to continue on and hopefully win the league this year. And I'll be back with another update end of the season, hopefully. Maybe before, if it gets really close. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Leave any comments, like or dislike the video, whatever. Remember to follow me on the socials and everything, and on Twitch as well. Just a bit of fun here doing this Journeyman save on YouTube, and I'm enjoying making the videos and stuff. So yeah, take care everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you around next time.